David Stawnichy.
Thank you very much. You're making me blush. Hey guys, thanks for coming out. Thank you very much. Those of you watching this on the DVD right now, just a little bit of warning, it is in widescreen format, so don't freak out. And the camera does add 10, 20, 50 pounds. It's gone. Well, it's great to be here. Just recently doing a real crazy tour right now. And if there's one message that I want to put out right now to all you guys here, can we all agree that if more people went and saw comedy and comedians and comedy movies, there'd be less bullshit in the world? Can I get an amen on that one? I gotta tell you, there's some really crazy stuff going on there, and I think the world just needs to take one big dump and relax. We need to take one big triple coiler, send it out to the moon, and then everyone's just gonna get along just fine. People are really high strung. Do you know I actually got kicked off of Vancouver Island for trying to cheer a bunch of people up? Do you believe that? Yeah, my brother's got a place up there. We're walking along one of the north beaches, and there was a killer whale washed up on shore. Have you ever seen these things out of the water? Now these things are massive, they're like this, right? I can't even see over the thing. We walk around to the other side and there's like 8 or 9 tree huggers all crying. I have to do something. I can't let this misery go unchecked. I have to cheer these people up. I run back to my car, grab my digital camera and my fishing rod, get a picture like this next to the whale. Got a nice 8x10 of my brother humping the thing. Sent it to me in a postcard. He called it Pork in the Orca. Sent it back to him, Humpback Mountain. The world is crazy out there, man. Are we all happy Springs here? Are we all happy? I'm against spring, and I'll tell you why. I think we should just go from winter to summer. Forget the spring thing, because a buddy of mine, we were having lunch the other day, and we were eating in a restaurant. There's a young couple sitting right there, right next to me, a guy and a girl, probably 22, 23 years old, and they're sharing a cheesecake, because apparently that's what young couples do now. And as she takes a mouthful of it, she looks at him and goes, "There must be a cup of you in here, because it's so sweet." Okay, public displays of affection should stay in the basement where they belong. It's like, come on, what if there was salmon there? What's the guy's retaliation on that one, right? But you want to talk about the worst public display of affection? Did you guys see the guy in Detroit who proposed to his girlfriend on the Zamboni and proposed to her in front of thousands of Detroit fans and everybody on ESPN, and now it's all over YouTube and they're dubbing stuff to it? Anybody see that? Yeah, and you want to talk about lame as lame can be? The guy proposes to her, doesn't even use the word Zamboner in his proposal. Can you believe that? The best thing the guy comes up with is, "You're my best friend, will you please marry me?" Yeah, lame as hell. You want to, I'll tell you what guys, you want to propose to your girls, you got to be creative. Dude, are you with a girl here tonight? Where is she? Look, he looked to see who he brought. Did you see that? Yeah, he's a player. I love him. Are you dating? Are you dating? How long you been dating? 6 years? Fair commitment, eh, buddy? Another 5, I'm gonna get her, I swear to God. Are you guys shacking up? Living in sin? Oh, yeah, you wish. What do you do for a living? Move on. Technical sales. That's okay. Because you know what? Are there any carpenters here? Anybody work with wood? Not that kind. Put your hand down, dude. We're talking legitimate carpenters, right? Because carpenters, you're going to be creative when you ask your girl to marry you. What's your name? Dion. Dion? What do you want to do if you're a carpenter? You look at her and go, "Dion, I want to build our future together." Okay, Dion, I want to nail you every night of my life. Oh, you guys like that one? You're sick. Hockey player, I want to go 5-hole on you daily. You know, and you can do it for any job, and I had this guy stand up one time at a show last week, he goes, "I bet you can't do one for garbage man," and I'm like, "Yeah, you can. Dion, you're the only piece of white trash I ain't gonna take to the dump." I like that one. You gotta be creative. You gotta be creative, that's all I'm saying, man. That's just totally lame. And I'm kind of under the weather right now, too. I'm sad, sick as a dog. Anyone have cold allergies this time of year right now? Yeah, sucks. I'm dying, and the only way I can get to sleep, any way any guy can get to sleep at night, is with the help of their lovely lady, right? And I'm going on this road trip, I'm like, geez, I gotta get some sleep, so I start nudging my wife. Honey, come on, I gotta get some sleep, help me out. Finally, about 15 minutes of negotiations, finally she caves in, she pulls the blanket off me, throws one leg over, then the other leg, then holds a pillow over my face. Yeah, it's crazy. And then I thought I was gonna catch that flu. Anyone get hit with that flu going around? This thing puts you on your ass for 2 weeks, and I'm like, God, 2 weeks out of a comedian's career is totally hell, right? And I'm hoping I don't get sick, and then my kid's bringing home from school, and I'm like, geez, you know, I start feeling a little under the weather. And then last week, my wife, all of a sudden in the middle of the night, she gets out of bed, and she's all out of breath and disorientated. She doesn't know where she is, who she is. I've never seen her like this the whole 12 years we've been together. I'm like, man, she's gonna die. I throw her in the car, drive her to the hospital, orgasm. Who knew? I was sleeping, I don't know what the hell I did, right? I think I get an assist for at least being in the bed or something. I don't know how the ladies keep score and stuff. Christmas was kind of a fun time for a comic because comedians always go on tour for Christmas, so we're never home. So we get to open our Christmas presents early, which is really cool, because I got some really cool gifts. My wife finally bought me one of those devices that it's electronic, it keeps track of your location all the time. No, cell phone. And the only bad part, she got me the one with the camera, and now that really sucks technology, right? Because she'll phone me, where are you? Oh, I'm still at the comedy club. Really? Take a picture and send it to me. I'm like, yeah, oops. My mom, she knows that I hate the Bonium Christmas CD, so when she gave me her gift, she hands it to me. It's a CD wrapped in a package, and she's got a grin on her face, and I'm like, oh God, don't tell me. I open it up, and thank God it's not the Bonium Christmas CD, it's a relaxation CD. Yeah, I'm like, what do I need that for? My son, 7-year-old, hands me my gift. You guys are gonna laugh and then you're gonna feel bad about it. He hands it to me, I open it up, it's a 6-pack of Red Bull energy drink. 7 years old, hands it to me, so you don't fall asleep while you're driving on the highway, Daddy. Yeah, you feel like crap now, don't you? But I'm looking at this Red Bull energy drink, Bull Energy. When was the last time you saw a bull doing a cartwheel in a field? Right? Red rabbit, red squirrel, red Tasmanian devil even, Red Bull. When I'm driving back from Grand Prairie, I drank a can of the stuff, pulled over on the ditch, took a shit. Red Bull it is. Worst thing that happened too, over Christmas, I finally hit a deer on the highway after doing comedy for a long time. That's okay, it's my wife's car, that's fine, I'm fine. Anyone experience this? Anyone hit a deer? Who's wooing? How bad did you hit the deer? How much damage to your car?
I just got the back bumper really good.
Just got the back bumper of the deer he was driving?
Backing up.
Oh, you just clipped him with your back bumper? Yeah. Anyone hit a deer head on? Anyone experience this? In the back there? Did it happen in slow motion?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, it happens in slow motion. Everybody I talk to, they say, did it happen in slow motion? I'm like, yeah, because I don't know about you, but when I hit this thing, I saw that petting zoo sign like this, I'm like... Kids diving out of the way, that big gumball machine full of weed bouncing off the car. Did you kill the deer?
Yeah.
Before or after?
No, after.
Yeah, me too. I had to take my 9-iron out of the trunk and club the thing to death. Because if he knew what kind of trouble I was going to be in for banging up my wife's car, I had to kill it. It was the only way I could feel satisfaction. Did you get hurt hitting the deer?
No.
I did. I got whiplash in my back. Yeah, and I had to sleep in a chair for 3 days. And don't say it, because whenever I say I got whiplash from hitting the deer, everyone's always going, you're going to sue the deer? Gonna sue the deer? No, I'm not suing anybody. Why? Because I'm not American. I'm Canadian. I'm going to hunt those bastards to extinction. That's my plan. Is this it? Is this it? totally get my revenge. How many of you guys, speaking of shooting deer, how many of you guys hunt? Where are the hunters, are you? No. Oh, this is the PETA convention, holy shit. Actually, all the hunters are out shooting right now because it's getting dark out. Hold the light in his eyes. Nobody hunts? Somebody hunts. You hunt over there, don't you? Do you ever hunt drunk? You lying sack. He says no, and whenever you ask this question, they always go, no. Well, we know you're out there. And you know how we know? Because you can drive from here to Edson, and I counted 6 of those big orange reflective moose signs that warn you that there's moose on the road. And every one of them's got bullet holes in it. And you know it's not a sober guy shooting at those, right? It's this guy coming out of the cut line just ripped. Shh. There's a moose. He's just dead. Buddy's with him, not half as ripped. You idiot, that's not a moose. You can't shoot that thing, it's orange. It's one of them space moose. I can see it played out. You know what I'm gonna do? Next time I drive by one of them, I'm gonna cut it down, strap it to the hood of my car, and drive through town. I got one! Little red blinking light in its nose, drive through the school grounds. Christmas is over, bitches! And we roll. They were talking about hitting deer on the highway. I did a show in Valley View a couple days ago. A guy almost hit a moose on the highway in a Honda Civic. Yeah, I'm like, dude, that would suck. He goes, I know, it's a small car. I said, no, it would suck. The last thing you see in this life is a big moose schlong coming through the windshield at you. Walking through the afterlife. Was my mouth open? Did you see? Was my mouth open? Paramedics have to pluck a nut out of your windpipe so they can resuscitate you. How did Dave die? He got teabagged by Bullwinkle. All you see is that friggin' squirrel. And now something you'll really like. Guarantee that shit's gonna happen in slow motion. It'll be like this. Kill me now, kill me now. Currently on this big Star of David tour, and the reason that we're calling it that is because my name's Dave and I figure I'm a big celebrity. Just if you had a map of Alberta right here and you traced where my tour was the last 6 days, it starts in Edmonton, goes to Calgary, Fort McMurray, Red Deer, Grand Prairie, Lloydminster, and Jasper. I'm on my 3rd oil change in 2 days. Organize people when you plan stuff. And there's some weird shit going on out there. Like, have any of you guys ever been to Jasper lately? Not allowed out of the city, are you? Hutterite convention, great. I haven't been to Jasper in a long time. Last time I was there as a little kid, so when I go down there, now I'm, all tourist again. I got my digital camera. I blew like a meg of film because the elks come out and they walk around the street just like wild. And I go walking in and I go to Matt, the guy who manages the hotel that we're in. I go, Matt, did you see all the elk out there? And Matt goes, yes, I've seen the elk out there. Because it's there all the time. I mean, you look at my pictures on a slideshow of the elk and it's like this. Like I'm an Indian tourist. Well, what Matt didn't see was the little Chinese guy walking over to put his 4-year-old son on the back of the elk. And what do you think the elk does? Kicks him, yeah. Chinaman goes this way, little boy goes that way, Chinaman flies by me going, why he do that? Because they're wild. And I go running in, I go, Matt, did you see that guy get kicked by the elk? And Matt goes, yes, I've seen the idiot tourists get kicked by the elk. And he's telling me, they come walking up to him and go, where do you keep the elk at night? He's like, room 110, I'll take you back, $10. They're like, Canadian? It's crazy. was on a road trip with a buddy and we started talking about regrets in comedy, and I have one regret. I wish I could go back and take a marketing course and get into advertising, because can we all agree that the commercials right now are insanely funny on TV? Yeah, how many of you guys saw that new Mars bar commercial with the ugly soccer kids? This is beautiful. These kids are hideously like little cavemen, and the mom's eating the chocolate bar because it's got a new outside color. And they're like, well, you always told us it was what's on the inside. The mom's like, no, and they cry. Yeah, advertising is insane. And if you don't believe me, how many people are familiar with Mill Woods? Where are you guys? Mill Woods, represent? 34th Ave, 34th Street, they have a graveyard, right?
Yep.
Inside the graveyard, they now have a billboard inside the graveyard. So it's dead guy, dead guy, dead guy, big billboard, dead guy, dead guy, dead guy. The advertising slogan on this billboard, brilliant, no one's ever going to top it. Call before you dig. What else could you put on it? Maybe composting works. Maybe you could throw that one on there, right? So I do a search for funny advertising stories, and this is a true story. Preparation H bought the rights to Johnny Cash's song Burning Ring of Fire. And I'm watching the trailer for Walk the Line, I'm thinking, how are you walking that line there, Johnny? Like, what if all these other companies got in on this? What if Viagra bought the rights to the Stones' Satisfaction? Bob Seger's Like a Rock. STD Clinic, You've Lost That Love and Feeling. Nazareth's Love Hurts. Suicide Hotline, Third Eye Blind's Jumper. Wish you would step back from the ledge. Oh, Van Halen's Jump. Schizophrenic Foundation, Who Made Who? One of my funny ads on daytime TV right now, it's a classic and it's true. It goes like this. Do you or someone you know suffer from schizophrenia? You or someone you know suffer. Imagine the poor schizo guy on the couch. Hey, that sucks! It's a phone now! My wife hates that joke. She goes, one of these days some guy with schizophrenia is going to beat you up after the show. Never going to happen. You know why? Common sense. I'm going to look at him. No fair. 2 against 1, you bastard. You betcha. My wife's mad at me right now because she says I have what she calls comic mouth. And what comic mouth is when you do shows all the time and you deal with hecklers, you get home and you're still in heckler mode. And even though she said something just kind of playful, and I didn't really think that she was playful, and I used something pretty harsh on her like a heckler line, she thought I was serious. Even though I was kidding, I'm still sleeping on the couch for 2 weeks. And you guys are going to back me up on this because she had it coming. Now, young ladies, poke out your mind's eye so you don't visualize this, but my wife and I were doing it. And in mid-thrust, she looks me in the eye and goes, Dave, maybe you should try Viagra. Yeah, comic mouth looked at her. Maybe you should just angle your hips like the babysitter. Sick part of that joke, her mom's the babysitter. Comic mouth comes out, it doesn't even matter where I am. I'm doing a show down in Lethbridge and my cousin Connie lives down there and she likes women, and that's the only way I'm going to say it, she likes women. Comes up to me at the end of the show, she goes, wow, you still a comedian? I said, yeah, you still allergic to nuts? I've been to an old girlfriend of mine, she's a prostitute down in Calgary. She goes, what do you do down here? I said, I'm in comedy, how about you, still in wholesales? My house is the only house in Edmonton red flagged by 911. They will never send a police car over again because of the incident that happened last month. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but now in Edmonton, if someone's stealing your car, it is no longer a 911 call. Did you guys know this? Yeah, it's true. They could care less, really. If this happened to me, I got a guy stealing my car. I'm on the phone to the cops. He said, hey, someone's stealing my car. You got to send a car over. Lady at dispatch said, sir, it is Friday, 2 o'clock in the morning. We're too busy. I'm like, what are you talking about? Taxpayer, crime in progress, send the troops, underlay. She said, sir, it is Friday, 2 o'clock. We have domestic disturbances, impaired drivers, home invasions. The only thing you can do is make sure that you and your family are safe, and at your earliest convenience, go down to your nearest community police station, fill out a report, click. I'm like, well, this is garbage. I wait about 30 seconds, phone 911 back. Yeah, it's me, don't worry about that guy stealing my car, I just shot him. And it ain't registered, biatch. 30 seconds, I have canine in my yard. I have tactical in the driveway. I'm outside at 2 a.m. Air One's flying around. I'm outside taking a tan. I look at the guy still in my car. He's in the back seat of the cop car. The cop's walking up my sidewalk and he's pissed off. He tells me to turn around. I said, why? He says, we're placing you under arrest. I said, why? He said, we're charging you with filing a false police report. Like, what are you talking about? The guy was stealing my car. He said, yeah, but you lied to us. You said you shot him. I said, go to hell. You lied first. You said you were busy. Great. You guys like the jobs you do? How many people that do not like your jobs? What do? You sell electronics? Not busy enough for you right now? No? What do you want to be when you grow up? I'm just saying, like in Alberta right now, the economy's booming so much, you can go get a job anywhere. Minimum wage right now is like 20 bucks an hour, 25 bucks an hour up in Fort McMurray, right? You can do whatever you want, and comedy always slows down in the summer. So I took my resume to these places that the guy reads, and they figure out what kind of job you're best at. The guy's reading my resume, he says, man, you've been fired from your last 6 jobs. I'm like, yep. He goes, why are you so proud? I said, shows I'm not a quitter. Gotta look at the positives. You want me out, you gotta kick my shit out at the end of the day, right? Not even my fault I got fired from these jobs. You guys are gonna back me up on this. I got hired on at a publishing company because they figure, hey, comedian, funny character, funny storylines, right? If you didn't like the book I came up with, some of you guys might like it. I invented a pop-up hustler magazine. Now you see the dude in it, right? Pull tab. They fired me, sent me down to the get well card section because laughter's the best medicine apparently, right? They don't like the cards I came up with. You guys might. For example, you got someone in your family who just had chemotherapy treatment. You could get one of my cards and say, hey, don't worry about your hair. You look just radiant. Guy who worked with kidney stones. Hey, recovery's only a stone's throw away. Vasectomy on nuts. Alzheimer patients? Blank cards. Who's it from? I don't know! Fired me. I got fired from my job at the drugstore. All I was doing was restocking shelves, and all I was doing was looking out for the young ladies of the world. I have this guy come in, he's like 23, 24 years old. He is hideous. He looks like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. And he wants to know where the condoms are. So I was honest. I said, condoms are on aisle 4 and chloroform on aisle 5. Bales of hay on 7. I fired from my job at Walmart. I was a greeter. Had a girl come in, really big boobs, tight shirt that said guess. So I did. Fake. I fired from my job at the bank. I had to foreclose on farmers' mortgages. Now don't boo me, I'm an Alberta boy, right? But the bank fired me because they said I was too insensitive. I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, explain to the committee how you do it. I said, I drive up, get out of my car, and I sing, this land is my land, this land's not your land. And then I kicked their ass to the ditch. There's no curb in the country. Worst job I got fired from, believe it or not, I was a volunteer at the suicide prevention hotline. Accidentally talked a guy into it. Not my fault, we're just yakking and I'm talking to him, all of a sudden I hear this poof, and I'm like, oh. Lunch! So I figure I'm not going to get in any trouble, right? I'm not going to say anything about it. He's not going to say anything about it. Do you know they record those conversations? What's up with that? That's garbage, I'll tell you. But not even my fault. I'm yakking with the guy, and his name was Colin, so it was Colin. I was twisting that on him for about 3 minutes. And all I said is, dude, why would you want to be alive in a world as wacky as ours? How many people here agree we live in a wacky world? I'm plus. He's not convinced. I said, dude, we live in a world so wacky that if you're sick, you go to the drugstore, they make you hobble all the way to the back of the store for your pills, but if you smoke, turn left. We live in a world so wacky that although we make the shit, they make us pay 10 times as much as what we should be paying for gas for our cars, right? Yeah. We live in a world so wacky that it's easier to get into a pack of cigarettes than it is to get into a CD illegally bought at the music store. We live in a world so wacky that society sees a need for manufacturers to make triple XL thong for women. Do we really need Super Bowl logo on the tag for these things, guys? Triple, and you know when the girls buy them, they gotta fold them like this? I screwed that joke up, it's a thong. We live in a world so wacky that if a woman 40, 45 years of age goes out to a bar, takes somebody home of the opposite sex, a hell of a lot younger than what she is, they call her cougar, right? Yeah. I do it. What do they call me? Reoffender! That's when I heard the gun go off. Or after that. Tell you a little bit about myself. I was born on Groundhog's Day, 13 pounds, 6 ounces. Yeah, Mom just prayed to God I didn't see my shadow that day. Every year, Mother's Day, we recreate my birth. There's only one line in the whole skit. Kill the lights, for Christ's sakes! At age 7, I was diagnosed with attention deaf. I was such a chubby kid at age 14, I caught the Kentucky Fried Chicken pox. They'll tell me those don't sting like a bastard when you're popping those things. At age 21, my doctor said, Dave, you may be a kleptomaniac. I said, what should I do, Doc? He said, you better take something for it. I did. Porsche 911's out in the parking lot. You guys check it out later. Always been a big guy, though. The best part about being a big guy, when my wife and I first got together, she was having some of the best sex of her life. She was yelling, screaming, moving all over the place. Then I found out she just couldn't breathe while we were in the missionary position. And the fact I left the lights on by mistake one time, but hey, get in, get off, get out, right? Yeah. 12 years of marriage, when it comes to the topic of sex now, my wife's a psychic. If she says no, she's right. On the better days, she's a weatherman. Well, you got a 50% chance of sex tonight, a possibility of foreplay tomorrow, and a slight chance of head on Sunday. I got a high-pressure system building down here. She says, oh, don't worry, it'll blow over by this afternoon. She was right. I'm going on this road trip. I'm going on a road trip sex. She goes into the whole weatherman routine. She goes, you know, Dave, because of your attitude the last little while, I feel a cold front moving in. Comic mouth showed up, more like a layer of hoarfrost. Oops. Trying to spice things up in the bedroom a little bit. How many people want to learn some tips to please your women until the end of time? Gentlemen, you want to learn them for free here tonight? Okay, how many girls want their guys to learn these tips for free here, no charge? So you guys don't feel too confident anymore. And I'm not going to go through all of them, right? Because, you know, like talking, sharing, that's right out the window. Give her one case of gonorrhea and don't come near me, you filthy pig. But we're the married people. Where's anyone here married less than 5 years? You guys right there? Okay, we'll go with the front row. What's your name, dude? Christian. And we need somebody married more than 15 years. Oh, over there, who do we got? Is your husband here? Yeah, they have been married. She's answering everything for him, eh? Is your husband here? Dennis. Okay, Dennis, I'm going to talk to you. And sorry, what was your name again? Christian. Okay, I'm going to ask you very important and answer honestly. Okay. Is honesty important in a relationship? Dennis? You liar. You haven't figured it out yet? Honesty's out the window because no girl here wants to know the truth. They want to know their version of it. Because they're always going to ask you questions like, is my bum still tight? Are my boobs still firm? Do you still love me like you used to? And I'm like, I didn't even know you back then. Honesty is out the door, and I'll tell you why. And again, you guys are going to say, well, what experience do you have? I've got 12 years of marriage of experience. Honesty is out the window. But my wife knows I have a thing for redheads, and last year on our anniversary, I came home from a road gig, and she was waiting for me at the top of the stairs. She dyed her hair red. Yes, one of the most romantic things she's ever done. Man, did I tag her that night. The only problem, she asked me what I thought of it, and I was honest. I said, honey, it was great. It was like it wasn't even you. Christian, foreplay important in a relationship? Sure. Dennis? No, it's not. Because when you're married for a long time, you're not going to give her 30 seconds to change her mind about you guys doing it. You're going to lay there and you're going to like it. Talking during sex, you like that? Not really? Dennis, you like that? Nah, I used to get right in on that, you know, like she used to say the weirdest shit, like harder, faster, you're so big. Now she's like, hey, where are you going, you fat piece of shit? I'm not done yet. Oh, no, you get back here and finish what you started. Oh, jeez, you're crying. That's just brilliant. Thank you. You're feeling my pain on that one, aren't you? According to Stawnichy magazine, women in your age group like the Brazilian on the man, totally shaved down there. Is that a hot look for the guys? Ladies, you like that look on the guys? Yeah, it should be. Guys, you like that look on the girls? Looking like a little hardwood floor, eh? A little chicken soft taco? No guacamole, please. I'm reading Stawnichy magazine and I'm trying to spruce up my life. They tell me that women like the Brazilian, so I go and get one done. Christian, you go and get one done. Get a girl to do it, please, for the love of God. No, I did. It's all good. The only problem, though, I'm 3/4 Italian, so now when I look at myself in the mirror naked, I look like the aerial view of a golf course. And you hit a sand trap right there. Don't worry, the flag was up. You know what I'm talking about? And then she finishes and she goes, and you know the best part about this style, Christian? It makes it look bigger. Yeah, I'm like... Took her word for it. They say the best way to please your woman till the end of time, this is brilliant, guys, and so easy to remember. Wake her up with oral sex. Now, how many women here would like to be woken up like that? By applause. How many guys like to be waken up by that? By applause. We're simple creatures, right? I'm thinking, well, this is going to be awesome, right? I got up 15 minutes early, so I'm not late for work. I'm getting ready to go to town. I'll tell you, my wife was like you. She hated it. Oh yeah, she jumped out of bed screaming, get that thing out of my mouth, you pig! Yeah, I didn't say I read the whole thing. Wake her up with oral sex, done! She was choked, that's all I'm saying. I got into a big fight with a lady at work. How many of you guys saw that commercial where the guy and the girl are in the rowboat springs a leak, and then she plugs it with, hey? How many of you guys seen that commercial? This lady sees this and she wigs out. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe a male chauvinist pig would even have the gall to put that commercial on TV. I'm going to write a letter to the station and that thing is going to be banned from the world because there's no way a guy should write a commercial about something he knows nothing about. Like, lady, relax, there's no way a guy wrote that commercial, because if he did, he would have stuck his dick in the hole and it would have been a Viagra ad, man. Because every guy here knows that you see a hole in anything, the first thing you do is go... You get a guy who gives you a dozen donuts? Don't. Looking forward to summer, going back to Las Vegas. Anyone been down to Vegas? By applause, been there? When were you there?
A couple of years.
A couple of years ago?
3.
Did you win?
It was like 15.
Well, I can't see. There's a 747 landing in my eyes here. Were you there? Did you win, dude?
No, I didn't play.
Oh, you didn't play? Didn't have the nerve? Didn't have the...
No ball.
No balls. You don't need balls to play, just quarters, apparently. I went down there to do some comedy, a bit of a personal vacation, and once we got the airfare picked out, my wife's going like, so how much money do we need to stay there? I'm like, $50 ought to do it. Gonna bankroll the rest, right? Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. Good in theory till I walked away from the change machine and it was all downhill from there. I think that thing screwed me $20, couldn't think about it. The only bad part is in Vegas, if you're not gambling and you're not drinking, you don't really have a whole lot to do but piss off security guards. I go walking up to the guy and he looked a little bored. I said, dude, I just got robbed. He grabbed his radio, code 3, code 3. All of a sudden, security guards in front of all the doors. This place is locked down. I'm like, oh shit. He goes, stand by for description. I'm like, he was about this tall, one arm, big blinky lights all over it. He looks at me, what are you, a comedian? So as I'm being arrested, my wife is freaking out. The only thing they tell her is, go away. They take me down this really narrow, dark, danky hallway about the size of a football field, and all I'm thinking is the movie Deliverance. I don't want to squeal like a pig. They take me into this big room, they flick the lights on, and in there is where they kept all the old slot machines. This thing is wall-to-wall with slot machines. Security guard looks at me and he goes, can you pick your assailant out of this lineup, sir? They had trouble uncuffing me because of the load of shit in my pants at this time. My wife surprised me when I was down in Vegas. She talked me into renewing our wedding vows at the Elvis Presley Chapel No. 6 for $50 US. A lot of you ladies are thinking, how romantic. All the men are going, you sucker. But guys, $50 and I'm getting laid in the US, man. You bet I paid. We renew our wedding vows, we go back to the hotel room. I'm in the bathroom getting ready. My wife is in the love tub. Unbeknownst to me, dumping in an entire bottle of baby oil. You see this coming, don't you? I'm a big guy, come whipping out of the bathroom, my left foot goes in, both feet go up, my back goes in, and the water goes. Where else is it gonna go? The only thing missing is a guy with a dog whistle and a smelt. And I'm laying in this now empty, greasy love tub, and it's angled so the water will drain, right? Now I'm sliding towards the tap, about to crack my head on the faucet. Luckily, the acne on my ass acted as a grip. Oh, it gets worse. Have you ever tried getting out of an empty love tub coated in baby oil? The only way my wife could explain it to the kids when we got home is, remember that scene in Bambi when he was stuck on the ice? Oh, it gets worse. I pulled a groin. We go into the bedroom to consummate our newly renewed wedding vows. You guys may be a little surprised to learn after 12 years of marriage I've put on a bit of weight. Those of you in the cheap seats, I'll explain it to you. The noises you used to hear in the bedroom was the headboard banging against the wall. Now you just hear our bellies slapping together. Well, it gets worse. This hotel room had a clapper on the nightstand. Hey, sounded like that. Only faster and more crying. And it gets worse. Security kicked in the door thinking some poor bastard was being electrocuted in the love tub. So I'm in the bathroom cleaning up my humiliated self, right? My wife comes in and I finally caught her with those honest questions she's always asking me. Again, young ladies, poke out your mind's eye, I'm there naked. She comes walking in and I said, honey, what do you find so attractive about this body these days? She had nothing. 12 years of marriage, a little lie wouldn't have hurt anybody. I could have walked out of there with some dignity. She had nothing. She's looking at me up, looking at me down, sweat pouring over her face. Finally she goes, the dragon. I love the tattoo of the dragon you have on your ass cheek. But she doesn't know when I got it in high school, it was Snoopy. Things kind of stretch when you get bigger, you know what I'm talking about? And we saw some pretty horrible stuff. How many of you guys saw that video on the internet right now where the guy gets mauled by the bear in Montana? Did you guys see this? No? This is horrific, horrible stuff. Like, if you want, I'll tell you, I'll email it to you, because this is so graphic I can only watch it like 6 times in a row before I have to leave the room and hug my kids. Like, this is brutal. Are we all Canadians here? Are we? Anybody here ever confronted by a wild bear in the woods? Anybody? Carol, you? No? Anybody? Who's clapping over there? You? How far away was the bear? 10 feet? Now, at any point in your confrontation, did you get the urge to walk over and pet this bear? No. And what's your name? Shauna, at any point growing up, did a parent, godparent, grandmother, grandfather, aunt, uncle ever stop you and say, Shauna, if you're ever out in the woods and you see a wild bear, don't pet it? Oh, you had that conversation? You never had that conversation, because we as Canadians, it's genetically implanted into your brain. You go, do this. This guy in Montana passes the bear doing about 110, gets his buddy to back up, he gets out of the car, down the ditch, over the barbed wire, walks up to the bear while he looks in the video camera to pet it and goes, watch this. Bear goes up, bing, bang, boom, done. And what does society say we need to do to this bear?
Put it down.
Put it, why? We're in the bear's yard, for crying out loud, right? Why would you know what we need to do is kill his parents for raising an idiot. That's what you need to do. Kill his kids so it doesn't happen again. Because you know it's good, huh? This guy goes and pets it. Now, we had a confrontation 2 years ago. My wife and I are hiking in Kananaskis, and we're on the hike. We're in the ranger's office, filling out our hiking plan, and there's a lady in the ranger's office trying to sell us a bear bell. And if you guys are familiar with this brilliant piece of technology, it's a little bell about this big that as you hike, it jingles and scares the bears away. I looked at this lady in the ranger's office and said, lady, you ask me, that's nature's version of the Dinky D ice cream guy. You want me to put that on my backpack so I go out there hiking, those bells start ringing and those baby bears lose their friggin' minds? It's like, Mom, Dad, the humans are coming, the humans are coming! Can we have one, please? 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 Finally, Mama Bear says, fine, just a small one. You don't want to ruin your dinner. I said, you want me to put that on my backpack, psycho? Forget it. So my wife's wearing it. And she's all mad our hike wasn't that romantic. I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, 3 times I said I loved you. I said, I know, 3 times I answered back. I love you too! She's a beacon, for crying out loud. I need some distance here, right? I say put the bells on the bears so we know where they are in the woods. How's that for a crazy theory, right? But we're out there hiking, bells start jingling. Guess what comes down the cut line? Just take a guess. A bear, a big brown bear. But I have no fear, because when I bought my bear bell for $19.95 plus GST, I got a brochure of what to do just in case you're ever confronted, right? And you guys may want to write these down, it could save your life. It says, rule number 1, do not let the animal smell your fear. Okay, I shit my pants. I can smell my fear. Rule number 2, drop something. Rule number 3, play dead. Time! Let's look at this through the innocent eyes of a bear for a minute, shall we? We're gonna go running after this guy doing warp 5, or we're gonna go for this guy laying nice and toasty? And I'm doing the show in BC, I swear to God, this guy stands up. Don't forget number 4, make sure your wife's on her period. I'm like, dude, I don't want the bear killed, for crying out loud. We're in his yard, remember? But they tell you when all else fails, they tell you to climb a tree and shout for help, right? So my wife's freaking, she goes, what do we do now? I said, honey, we gotta climb this tree. She said, how high do we have to climb the tree to outclimb the bear? I'm like, about 3 feet higher than you. God, I miss her. Great cook, good with the kids. Couldn't climb a tree to save her life, but girl could cook. How many of you guys got a photo radar ticket? My applause, photo radar. Oh! Why do you guys keeping that helicopter in the air? How much was your biggest? 160. Anyone beat 160 for photo radar? Yell it out. 160? Beat it? 161? You were parking? I got one for $360, folks. Well, it was originally $260, but the police tacked on what they called a funny man tax. You got one, you were never there? How the hell does that happen?
They say I was in Calgary and I was never in Calgary.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't admit to that shit either, eh? They get mine for $360, but it was originally $260, but they packed on what they called a funny man tax because they sent me a car of me speeding. I sent them a picture of me paying. Sent me back a picture of a jail cell. Sent them back a picture of my lawyer. 360 though, that's a crock, man. The only good thing about my photo radar pictures, when I go and sell my car in the auto trader, that's the picture I'm putting in there. It's gonna clear up all those questions like, does it run? Hell yeah, look at it go, man. It's 72 and a 60 uphill. I nailed that bitch. I got caught the old-fashioned way, you know, now that it's nice out, they're coming out of the woodwork, they're hiding behind trees and shit. Did you guys see these guys now with the little handheld dealies? I see this guy every morning, I'm driving my kids to school every morning, the guy's like, hey, one of these days. Monday. Not my fault though, it's nice out, I have the window down, the music going, I'm talking on my cell phone, working on my laptop, sitting on my travel mug, yelling at the kids in the backseat. All of a sudden I look up, there he is. I slam on my brakes, I come in sideways, he has to jump to get out of the way of my car, eh? I get out of my car, I got coffee all over my lap, got out, slammed my door and said, hey idiot, do you have any idea how fast I was going? You're lucky those 4 beers haven't kicked in yet, dummy. But he's writing me out a ticket for 160 bucks. Now I can't afford this, right? I mean, I'm a Canadian comic. I'm getting paid with your empties for the love of God, right? So I'm gonna joke my way out of it, because I'm gonna get this guy laughing so hard that he's gonna let me go. In theory, it was a pretty good idea. First thing I do is look at his top. So officer, now you know why they call it a Dodge. Yeah, he's still writing. I said, oh great, I suppose now I'm going to get a ticket to the policeman ball. He said, sir, policemen don't have balls. I'm like, I said, wow, you got one of those new cars with the red light, blue lights on the top. He said, they always had them. I said, do you know why? He says, no. I said, so you idiots know which door to get in and out of. Yeah, he's still writing. So the only thing left to do is plead to guys' intelligence, because whenever you tell someone how smart they are, they always seem to back off a little bit. I said, hey dude, by the way, is it true in order to be a cop you need an IQ of at least 180? And he stopped writing. Put his ticket book on the hood of the car, put his pen back in his pocket, said, dude, as a matter of fact, you're absolutely correct. I said, oh, now I know they put 2 of you in a car. And that strip search killed, that's all I'm saying. It's nice doing stand-up comedy now, because for some reason my exotic male dancing career has gone downhill. No, it's true. I used to be part of the Fat Son of a Bitchendales. My stage name's Orlando Chunk. I'm wearing my thong right now. Well, you call them boxers, but it was 22 degrees today, man. I had a Canadian flag tattooed on my chest, and with my lard and my heartbeat, it went like this, drove the ladies wild. It was like, oh, it was incredible. Got fired because the last gig I did, the guy says, man, when you're out there dancing, it looks like you're cooking bacon in the nude. Feel my pain. Trying to get in shape for summertime, went to my doctor, and he recommends that I exercise more and eat more fruits and vegetables. I'm like, well, that's handy. So now when I go to Burger King, I have onion rings with my triple-decker burger with bacon. I'm doing my part, you betcha. It's true, sad but true. We're going to wrap things up here pretty quick, so I'm going to do a bit for you guys that, I don't know if you're aware of this, I'm the only Western Canadian comic banned from doing comedy in the United States. Did you guys know this? Yeah, there's an incident. When I was in Vegas, I was doing a showdown, actually 2 shows in 3 nights, and when I did a bit at the first show called Canadians Are the Coolest, when the guy at the first club heard that I did that bit, he phoned his buddy at the second club and said, you let that dork go on stage, don't let him do the Canadian bit. And when I got to the second club, the guy wouldn't let me do it. When I said why, I swear to God, he looks at me and he goes, because you Canadians are too patriotic. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he goes, oh, you guys go all over the world with your flags on your backpacks. Well, yeah, because we can, you piece of shit. Doesn't mean we're patriotic, we can just wear whatever the hell we want, right? And you know the Americans in Europe now are imitating us by putting Canadian pins on their lapels and walking around? Did you know this? You know how the Europeans are sorting them out? They hand them a Canadian beer and tell them to chug it. Can't do it because we put booze in our beer. What a concept is that, right? So I'm going to do the bit for you guys, and the way the bit is evolved, there's 3 points on here that the Americans just hated. If you think that's one of the points, I want you to yell yeehaw. We're going to do a practice on 3. 1, 2, 3! Yeehaw! Nice. And if I'm not the only crazy Canadian doing this and being proud of my heritage, I want you guys to raise your hand and say guilty on 3. 1, 2, 3! Guilty! Almost like the OJ thing, eh? So here's how it goes. How many people here believe that being Canadian, we're the coolest people on the planet? Make some noise, guys, you believe that? And here's how I convince them. I say, Canadians are the coolest people on the planet because, yes, we believe after 2 weeks of -30, -20 is warming up. Canadians are the coolest people on the planet because we believe the color yellow in a traffic light is more green than red. Canadians are the coolest people on the planet because we believe the speed limit is just a suggestion. Canadians are the coolest people on the planet because we believe the designated driver is the guy drinking American beer. Canadians are the coolest people on the planet because we're the only people that will drive around with a dead deer in our pickup truck for a whole week just to show all the guys at work. Canadians are the coolest people on the planet because we're the only people that will drive around in the spring and the fall with our convertible tops down and our heaters on full. Canadians are the coolest people on the planet because we're the only people that will shovel a path through our barbecue just so we can have steaks for Christmas. Canadians are the coolest people on the planet because we believe it shouldn't take more than 3 downs to move that damn ball 10 yards. Canadians are the coolest people on the planet because there's a law that says it is illegal to kill a Sasquatch in Alberta. But there's no law saying you can't go to the bar, get real drunk, take one home, and mate with it. I better see more hands going up, you lying dogs. And if your hand's not up, you're the Sasquatch, that's all I'm saying. Canadians are the coolest people on the planet because we're the only people that will go out the intent to trap a beaver, end up mounting a cougar, and waking up with a red snapper. Canadians are the coolest people on the planet because we're the only people that will pass somebody on the highway driving highway speed and still give them the fingers we're going around. And the last reason Canadians are the coolest people on the planet, and get loud and proud if you guys honestly believe this, Canadians are the coolest people on the planet because we're the only people that will get our entire summer wardrobe from a case of beer.